So hello there, my name's Dane Lemaitre and welcome to the ERTL collection update. So it's been a little bit while since I last done one. However, as you can see, I've got a few more ones here, and the ones I've got here I have got already, but the packaging is slightly different to the other ones that I've got. Apart from Caroline the car, she's in the same packaging as the other one. However, the other one had a price tag over it, whereas this one doesn't, and the box is in a bit more better condition. So first off, as you can see here, I've got Henry the green engine. So like I said, it's a different type of packaging to the other models that I've got of Henry. Like I said, if you watch my channel regularly, you can see under the playlist I've got all the other ERTL engines. So I've got a few other models of Henry. And Henry's always been one of my favourite engines. He was one of the first characters introduced. He was introduced in the book, the 3 Railway Engines, along with Edward and Gordon. And a lot of people seem to think that sometimes, obviously because Thomas is the main character, he was the first one introduced, but Thomas wasn't actually introduced until the second book. So like I said, Henry was the one of the first characters to be introduced, and probably best known for the fact that he got bricked up in the tunnel because he didn't want to come out, because he didn't want to get his paintwork wet. He was worried it might ruin it. But he was later allowed out again and helped pull the express after Gordon broke down with Edward. And also, I mean, two of my favourite stories in the Railway series with Henry would have to be Cole, obviously the TV episode as well. And I also liked the story The Flying Kipper as well. And in The Flying Kipper, Henry gained his new shape after he went to Crewe to be rebuilt, because Henry was given special coal originally because he couldn't see him properly, but after having Welsh coal he ran better. But like I said, he was rebuilt after his accident and ran even better. And like I said, Henry's had a different shape when he first appeared. However, he got rebuilt and his shape changed. And his shape before was sort of similar to Gordon's because it had the sloping bit down at the back of his boiler. And he also got mistaken for Gordon because he was painted blue for a short period of time, but that was probably also due to the illustrations. Obviously in the later books the illustrations were a lot better. But I think Henry looks a lot better in green, so I'm glad they kept him in green. And I also really like the story in the annual Near Miss that Henry appeared in. But so unfortunately that wasn't made into the television series. And again, I really did like the annual stories, and they were written by Christopher Audrey. So at least they were written by an Audrey. So, you know, they had a bit of a nostalgic sort of railway realism feel to them. And I also noticed as well, in some of the stories, Henry's got his old shape when he should actually have his new shape. So that was obviously a little bit of an error. But yeah, and another story I liked that Henry appeared in was the story Super Rescue, but again that never got made into the television series, unfortunately. And if you look on the back, I've got a nice description card. And I've also got this description card in a scrapbook that I've got. And when I used to collect them, because I've got a lot of the models unboxed as well, you know, I used to cut the collector cards out and put them in my scrapbook, as you can see here. And another thing to say about this Henry is, obviously I do like the animation as well. He's got the old style of coupling at the back, whereas most of the new ones have the sort of like the U-hook, as they were known, coupling system on the back. So the last sort of characters that were introduced in this range, and most of the ones in this packaging did. And Oliver, as you can see here as well, he's got the newer coupling system as well. But say not all the models, like say Henry here or Douglas here, have that system. So like I said, Henry's also always been one of my favourite ones, and he is based upon a Black 5, and I've been quite lucky to see a few Black 5 locomotives. next off we've got Oliver, and again, Oliver's always been one of my favourite characters, and my middle name's actually Oliver as well, so that's probably part of the reason why. And the whole time that Oliver was out, I very, very rarely ever saw him in this style of packaging. And again, I've got Oliver in other styles of packaging, as you've seen in my previous videos. It's the first time I've seen him in this style of packaging, like I said, also with the new coupling system. So it was quite rare, so I thought to myself, better get that really. And the animation, it's funny, it sort of reminds me of Oliver in the CGI animated series, because Oliver was absent for a while before coming back to the CGI animated series. But I mean, he did appear in the magazine stories as well. And also, I mean, that sort of reminds me of him, the animation in the Railway series, because he's got the black wheels. And like I said, even though this was obviously created before the CGI animated series, it does remind me of Oliver in that, apart from the fact that he doesn't have the green wheels. You know, yeah, no, Oliver's always been, I'd say, one of my favourite ones. You know, quite a nice one to look at. The only criticism I've got with Oliver's model is the buffers have just been left painted red, they've not been painted black, the pop colour. But the model itself, though, I think pretty much looks like what Oliver looked like in the TV series when it was made using models. And again, so got a description card on the back there. And like I said, I've never seen Oliver in this style of packaging before. But again, on one of the leaflets I got previously, there was his animation on that. And you can see this one just behind Oliver, you can see a leaflet there. So again, all the ones that come in this style of packaging come with them leaflets. But I'm going to keep it in the box, this model of Oliver. So next off, we've got the express coaches. And again, I've got the express coaches, but not in this style of packaging. And these ones have got like the pink red stripe along the side. And also, judging by the description card on the back, it obviously mentions James. And obviously in the Hornby range, James pulls the red coaches, and they're called James's coaches. So I'm assuming these red ones are meant to be the ones that James pulls. Although, say, James does pull the green ones as well, but other engines have been seen pulling the red ones as well. And saying Gordon mainly pulls the green ones, however, again, other engines have been seen pulling them, obviously James included. And I actually saw the models of the express coaches this year, coupled up behind Molly, the yellow engine, when I went to Drayton Manor, where I saw a number of the models from the television show. So that was quite nice. And also I saw the Gordon special coaches there from the TV series, the blue ones. Like I said, it's very rare that I've ever seen, well, I mean, years ago when I was younger, I do remember seeing them in this style of packaging. So I've got some out of the box, so quite possibly when I brought them, they came in this style of box. But like I said, I haven't seen any for years, and it's, you know, all the time I've sort of been collecting them since they've been discontinued. It's been quite rare, so yeah, for me that's the first time I've seen this style of packaging, so I thought I'd better get them. You probably saw in one of my more recent videos, I went to the Bluebell Railway, Giants of Steam Gala, and when I was there was some Thomas items sale. The Hornby items were quite cheap, however, I already got them, I didn't see the point, you know, buying them again sort of thing. I mean, I know I've got some of these ones again, but I'll say they were a bit different, so that's why I got them. But when I was there was a few Thomas items sale, and I got lorry one. And when I went to Drayton Manor as well, I saw one of the high lorries. I was told it was lorry 3, and there was another one there about a face as well. So yeah, this was lorry 1 that I got. And I like the face on lorry 1. It was very similar to his face in the TV series when he was quite sad. And also, looking on the Thomas wiki page, all the horrid lorries are out. However, they're all slightly different. And this one would have come with a trailer and some cargo. But it didn't, say it was second hand, but I didn't think it was a bad price. And I'm not seeing many of them in the UK. I think they're only US exclusive as well. And again, something else I found the other day was this catalogue. from Toys R Us. Unfortunately, Toys R Us closed down about 3 years ago, which is quite sad. But it's nice that I still got this as a memory. You know, and I even went and took some photos around the store for the last time, so you know, got a lot of happy Toys R Us memories. But Stepney's always been one of my favourite characters in Thomas the Tank Engine, and Bluebell Railway is actually home to the actual Stepney. And basically, Stepney was in the Railway series, was basically grew up from the Bluebell Railway, so he was actually based upon the real Stepney on the Bluebell Railway. Which brings me on to Caroline the Car, because Caroline the Car was actually first introduced in the book Stepney the Bluebell Engine in Train Stop Play. And again, so I do have Caroline, but this model's a bit better condition. And I like this model of Caroline. It looks like what she does in the TV series, so quite realistic. And like I said, she's not the most popular character, but she's made a number of appearances in the magazine stories as well. So Caroline's never been entirely forgotten. Like I said, she has made lots and lots of appearances in the magazine stories. So it was always really nice to see her, and she was a character I would like to have seen more of. Like I said, she was first introduced in Series 4 in the show, but she appeared a few other times in other episodes in the show, but only in the background. So she didn't really spoke that much. Like I said, when she was in the TV series, unfortunately. So yeah, I think this is a really nice model of Caroline. And got a nice description on the back as well about her. And yeah, Caroline was always breaking down if she ever went too fast. She didn't like driving that fast, which I always found quite funny in a way. Probably shouldn't have laughed, but I did find it quite funny. But anyway, these are all the ERTL ones that I've got for the time being. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.